Hello Internet, welcome to the Empirical Sword, where science plus gaming equals awesome. I'm Lore Master DLC 79, and this is another critiquing video, this time for Pyre. And again, spoilers, incoming spoilers. There will be many spoilers in this video. I mean, you know the drill. If you want to avoid the spoilers, avoid the rest of this video, go either play the game or watch videos or read about it or whatever, so that you're all caught up to speed. Then come back to this video. If you're still watching, I assume you're okay with the spoilers. So, Pyre. Again, I want to focus more on the story than on the mechanics. I mean, and really, Pyre didn't really have all that much in the way of mechanics. I like the way that it was kind of like a visual novel, but I got to make choices. I love choices, especially when those choices have consequences, like the time I accidentally gave Jody -1 hope, and I actually thought that hope was a big thing. That was, mechanically speaking, that's like one of my big gripes about the game. Well, second, I did not like the rites. They were frustrating and annoying, and I think they were designed for someone who was not me, who was not an INTJ, because they're like a million things that you have to pay attention to. And where am I? Where are my allies? Have they been banished? Where are the other guys? What are they doing? Who has the ball? Where's the ball? Where's the ball? I lost the ball. Yeah, I am not good with that kind of bombardment of sensory input. And I call myself a gamer. But yeah, I did not enjoy the rites. Pretty much the only thing that got me through the game was knowing that it's okay if you lose a few. I think I lost a lot. But as for the actual storytelling, I really do enjoy that it was... Oh, right, I was talking about the other thing that I didn't like is that the stats... Basically, the number one stat to have was quickness. That's like the number one stat. Glory was second. The other two, pretty much useless. And some of the ability, I think they're called abilities, feats, perks, whatever. Some were useful, some were like, when would I ever use this? I can salute my opponents? Why would I want to do that in the middle of a match? Like, they didn't make sense. I mean, roleplay-wise, they made sense, but I'm an INTJ. My idea of role-playing is, let's get this thing done. And the trinkets and talismans, some were useful, some weren't so useful, and I think I found out a little too late in the game. But yeah, I mean, those were the things I didn't like. But I really did like that there were so many choices to make. It's like I got to tell my own story. And I kind of like the fact that the whole Commonwealth and the whole atmosphere that was around the Commonwealth kind of reflected medieval Europe, and that we have a bunch of people who seized, well, they didn't really, well, they rose to power under the guise of being extremely religious, and then they outlawed literacy so that people wouldn't be able to learn that they're not really teaching religion properly. So they're essentially hypocrites. Yeah, I found that was actually very interesting. That it's like we were getting kind of an allegory of medieval Europe, and the whole Nightwing. That was Wolfer's plan for the Nightwings was to try to overthrow that, kind of to initiate the Renaissance, sort of. And so far I've only gotten one ending because it's like been a week. Less than a week since I completed the game, and I don't know if I have enough time to actually play through again to try to get another ending. And I'm afraid that to get the best ending, I have to win every single match, and yeah, I don't see that happening with my skills. But I imagine that the best ending is, the Renaissance, air quotes, is ushered in peacefully, rather than via riots in the street, and maybe everybody in the downside can return. I'm speculating at this point because I've not even looked into what the alternate endings are. I'm kind of afraid of spoiling myself. Yeah, I hold out irrational hope that I can one day get the best ending. One day, maybe. But overall, I'm kind of satisfied with I think I got the realistic ending. And that progress was made, but it wasn't ideal. Yet it was still progress. It's a step in the right direction. And I think a lot of the characters really kind of found peace with their own lives after that. Well, except maybe for Mr. Cheaty Pants, who continued to be Mr. Cheaty Pants. Although I like the poetic irony or justice in that. And he just never learned how to change, and in the end, he continued to suffer because of it. That's another thing. I mean, so many life lessons were in the game. I can't even remember all of them, but they were there. I actually pointed them out. And in fact, I'll point out one that I completely misunderstood in the moment. That time when the minstrel was talking about if we focus too heavily on the entire breadth and depth of a task that lies ahead of us, we can become overwhelmed and feel tempted to turn back. I completely misinterpreted that in the moment and started talking about something completely different. But yeah, I mean, his advice for dealing with that is to look at what's immediately in front of you and take it step by step. That is actually a thing. It's called microtasking, and it's actually very, very useful for INTJs, and I should be using it. I mean, I am using it, but I should be using it more to set very, very, very tiny goals that can be achieved in a short amount of time. That's essentially what every individual video is. It's a microtask, really. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot about the game that I didn't like. It was mostly on the mechanical side, the gameplay side that I was not entertained a lot. But the story itself, just, I mean, it's like I needed to know more. I needed to see how it ended. And yeah, I liked that I could make my own story, and that my story was based upon my choices and my failures. It's a lot like life, really. It's like they tried to create a game that was as lifelike as possible, and I think that they came very close. So yeah, I mean that's mostly all that I have to say about Pyre. I think I might think of more things after I stop recording, but yeah, I mean. If you have anything to add or any feedback at all, comment section down there. And as always, remember that gaming is intellectual exercise. Just as athletes need to stay in shape, so do intellectuals, and gaming is one of the ways in which we can do that. If you like the sound of that, then subscribe and hit the bell icon as well so you can be notified whenever I drop a video. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.